Time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Brent Wallace alongside Jason York, the smartest man in hockey. Nice to see you this afternoon, Yorkie.
Is it afternoon? I guess, 12:30. Weird start today. Weird start, Wally.
Well, the summer is a problem. Just to line up everybody. People have lots to do. So I appreciate whenever somebody can do the show, can do it live. They all have cottages, whatever. So yeah, we move things around.
By the way, is your house like freezing on the inside? Like it's so hot outside, but you got to get your AC on. Yeah. And then you end up having to wear like sweaters in your house.
Yes. So yeah, my kids complain it's too cold.
Yeah. But then if you're the upstairs, Wally, because hot air rises.
Correct, Yorkie.
Is always too hot for sleeping.
So what do you do on the main floor to help alleviate that issue?
Build a bungalow.
No, you close the vents.
It never fully works though when you close the vents, because I've tried that old trick.
I do it every time.
Yeah, is it working for you?
It's better.
Yeah, but it's not perfect.
Well, nothing in life is perfect, Yorkie.
Yeah. Anyways, we don't know what you got. You should never. Here's the thing. One thing I've learned about: you should never complain about it's too hot. It's too hot. Well, don't you worry, because in about 2.5 months, it ain't gonna be hot anymore. Actually, probably in 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks, because as soon as we get to mid-August, it just starts to it just starts to get a little colder at night. It gets nice. It gets perfect. Gets perfect.
September's awesome.
It is awesome, but the edgy heat that we have now, that's gone in a couple of weeks. It's only for Ottawa only gets really hot for 3 weeks.
No, August is fine. What's wrong with you?
I just said Ottawa's great, but
August.
Ottawa. Yeah. August. The Ottawa's weather in the summer is good, but you can feel the chill. The August chill comes in about mid-August, and then the heat wave's gone. But never ever complain about the heat, because not here for long, Wally.
It's not. No, I don't mind the heat at all. Thank you to everybody tuning in. By the way, I see there's what did I just see? Someone in Boise. Andrew Berry's from Boise, Idaho, checking in. Also to our fans in Newfoundland, which is like a small contingent. Micah reaching out to me today. We had a little chat this morning. Nice to talk to all of you in Newfoundland as well. Of course, I'm a little partial to the Maritimes in general and Atlantic Canada overall.
Hey, listen, I love Atlantic Canada. Great people. Daughter went to St. FX. I almost went to the University of Prince Edward Island, Wally. I was this close.
Wow. I wonder if you would have been coached by Dave Cameron.
I wonder, because it would have been
around the same time.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. They actually I went down to a recruiting trip before I went pro, because I was like, I'm gonna go to college, get my degree. Sounds good. Be a gym teacher.
What year would you have gone there?
So probably would have been there in 1991.
Oh, so
Cameron gone?
No, he was back playing. He was playing for the Charlottetown Islanders in 1991. So he had a time. He played, and then he went on to coach. He started coaching in like 95, 96.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Mark Stone, who I thought was unreal as our guest on Monday, he apologizes. He's like, so sorry for that shit show. I had my kid banging on the window, dogs barking, and I said, no. I go, that's perfect. I go, that makes the show better when there's stuff going on, and anyways, I thought that was really good. And somebody emailed in, right? I didn't read the whole email. They had a nice little story about Stoner.
Yes, so I don't have it in front of me, but basically during the draft, World Juniors, he helped shuttle them around, and they gave him a Mark Stone signed jersey. He has a Mark Stone print, and so he just wanted to reach out and talk about Mark Stone as one of his favorites. Anyway, Stoner was good. I appreciate him coming on.
He was awesome. He was awesome. And for all those debating and say, he didn't want to leave.
It's amazing, this narrative.
Yeah, he did not want to leave. So people can stop it with that. He was 1 foot out the door. Nope. He did not want to leave. But hey, turned out great for him. Stanley Cup winner, captain in Vegas.
By the way, that's confirmed that he didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
I believe it's on the Cam and Strick podcast in 2023. He says basically Eugene got involved and that ended the discussions.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
And we can move on. Frankie Corrado is going to join us shortly. And because we're a little bit different in our time today, and we appreciate you all tuning in, I'm giving away, we are giving away a coming in hot hoodie to anybody that, well, not anybody, to one person that emails the show saying who the guest is today. So at cihsends@gmail.com. Sorry, cihsends@gmail.com. Just send in an email. Tell us who the guest on the show is today. We'll send you a CIH hoodie. We'll get that out to you. Also, later in the show, we'll give away something else too. It's Friday, Yorkie. We're just going to give away the house.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty easy question. Who's on the show today?
This isn't brain surgery. I just want to give away free stuff. So other than just have you have a blank email, I just have to put Frankie Corrado in it.
At least make it interesting. Like say what's how do I like my steak done?
No.
What is one of my hidden talents? Detailing cars.
I have a lot of hidden talents.
You sing in the church choir. You do have.
Please don't bring this up to Frankie. He's had a long day. I got to take care of some business. We're going to get.
Hold on. Do you know what my hidden talent is?
Aggravating me.
Well, that's one of them. But you know what? Do you know what I use? Well, it's on the artistic side, Wally. Believe it or not.
You're a very good artist.
There you go. I once was a painter.
I picture you like, now I can't think of his name. The guy on PBS.
Oh, the guy with the crazy afro.
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. He gets just getting a little bit of here. Yeah, there's a little bit of thing here. He's fantastic, Bob Ross. How much
is going to make a picture of
Bob Ross must have smoked a lot of funny stuff back in his day. You can just tell. Like grew up in the 60s. Just what a beauty that Bob Ross is.
Is. Anyway, okay, let's move on. This show brought to you by Bet365. It's much like the show. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app, get it on the game. Use code NATION, NATION. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly. Ontario only. If you or somebody who has a gambling problem, visit connectsontario.ca. And of course, by Shoeless Joe's, where they have great food, great value, and good people hanging out. Daily deals that speak for themselves. Burgers, wings, cold beer, and solid prices. No fluff, just the good stuff. 5 nights a week. Don't forget, this Sunday is Caesars Sundays. Yorkie, you seem to be like a Caesar guy. $6 Caesars at Shoeless Joe's in Kempville and in Orleans. Don't forget game day bud deal. Canadian teams on. That's $9 buds all game long. Yeah, the Jays on basically every night. Go see them at Shoeless Joe's. Daily deals, big flavors, and good times on repeat. Now, let's welcome in our guest to the show, Frankie Corrado. Hi, sir.
What's up, boys? How we doing?
Hey, Frankie, were you ever like in a church choir or anything growing up?
No, far from it.
Wally was.
Do you have it? Just we're moving on. Do you have any hidden talents?
I play the guitar. Like I said, I've been playing the guitar since I was like 12 years old. Remember the 04, 05 lockout? So I was like 11 or 12. I needed something to do. There was no hockey on TV. And that movie School of Rock came out.
Yeah,
and Jack Black.
Yeah,
he had the SG. I was like, I was really probably watched the movie like 1,000,000 times. So then my dad got me an Epiphone SG. So not the real deal, not the Gibson, but still a nice guitar. And then started taking lessons. Really took to it. And then as hockey got like more serious and I was moving away, like I'd always bring an acoustic with me, but you just never had time. And then the odd time guys like bring it on the bus. And then we ended up playing Wonderwall like 14 times. And it was, I play like the odd time here and there, but I guess that's my secret talent.
So can you pick it up, Frankie? Like if you went and grabbed it, you could Go right in the Wonderwall.
Stairway to Heaven.
You know what's funny? Yeah, like the ones that are like deeply ingrained in your mind from that age, I remember them. No problem. If my wife or whoever asks me like, hey, I really like this Taylor Swift song, or I really like this country song, or can you learn a song for the girls, like one of these baby songs, I forget instantly. Like I have to have the music out in front of me. But those ones that are just from that era, I could tell you, I could play it, no problem, and I just remember it all. But nothing new. I don't know. Maybe it's the lack of sleep.
You brought up Wonderwall. Is there like one particular song that you love to play, or it's the hardest that you've learned to play?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I think I made like, you remember, okay, everyone like has to kind of learn Stairway to Heaven, I think, but you're never allowed to play it when you're in like guitar shop. It's like rule number 1, you can't play it. But I loved the live version of Led Zeppelin's Since I've Been Loving You.
Oh,
And I remember like I had to learn that like note for note back in the day. And I don't think I could do it note for note anymore, but I could give you the gist of it. So that was one that I was really keen on learning.
Okay, last question. I can see you as like a Bryan Adams Summer of '69 kind of guy.
Yeah. I mean that's a pretty straightforward one. There's not a lot of those like pop. It's kind of poppy, right? Like it's a catchy tune. When you're doing lessons back in the day, it's like they want you to do all these, extravagant guitar solos and learn all this theory. And I'm like, I just want to rock out, man. Like just play some tunes and rock out and kill some time.
Bryan Adams, 65 years old, still touring like crazy, and still good. Like still sounds good, Wally.
Have you seen him recently?
No, but you know who did see him and said he was awesome? We had him on Monday. Mark Stone went and saw him.
Oh, no way.
In Vegas. And a good buddy of mine, Jeff Moffat, friend of the pod, Wally, actually has his own music pod, set it up so Stoner could meet at Bryan at the concert. But he said it was unreal. Like, still sounds great, puts on a great show, but yeah. I guess, hey, what are the Stones? I heard the Stones are going to tour again.
They're going again? What are they, 105? I can't believe they're still going.
Did you see the AC/DC? Well, it's on like TikTok or whatever, just a shot of their concert clip. They were awful, and people are now saying that they should not be touring anymore.
Yeah, but they had a run and a half, man. If you saw AC/DC for 30 years, they were unbelievable. You know,
I would have liked to have seen
best concert I've ever seen, and I've seen them twice now, is Foo Fighters. Like 3 hours. I saw the one tour where Dave Grohl was in that throne because he fell off the stage and he broke his leg and he couldn't really move, but the throne was like moving around the stage and he was still going nuts with the hair. But they go for 3 hours nonstop. Like it is a serious show, and they do it night after night. That's the best one I've seen.
I saw them in Ottawa when they were here moons ago, but yeah, they were fantastic. My favorite concert is Madison Square Garden. People will be all upset. Nickelback was amazing.
Dude, why will people be upset about that? Nickelback's unbelievable.
They're an amazing group.
Yeah.
They're so good live, but people get so upset.
That's your best ever? That's your best concert?
I saw Aerosmith in New Brunswick. They were okay, but concert, like show wise, Nickelback was amazing. I mean,
Noodles will be happy to hear that.
Noodles was there.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Anyway.
Who about you, Frankie? Best ever concert?
Best efforts, Foo Fighters, and not far behind is probably like, okay, whatever. You guys can chirp me on this. Like Kings of Leon. Okay, Kings of Leon.
They're a great band.
Great concert.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Best show I've ever seen. Small venue. It was at the Ottawa Civic Center. Keith Urban. Talk about a guy that can play guitar, Frankie.
Yeah.
He's unreal. Live, Keith Urban, this was quite some time ago, 15 years ago. He was awesome. And I wasn't even a country guy at the time, but I was impressed how this guy, you know who else? And I'll admit it on the podcast here. We're in a safe space. Some people might, you know who was really good? And I'm not a fan, believe it or not. Back then they were called the Dixie Chicks. I swear to God, they were really good.
Eh?
The Chicks were really good. They could play every single instrument, all three of them or four of them.
All right. Since we're in a safe space, One of the better concerts I did see back in the day, and they're not called this anymore either, was Lady Antebellum. They're just called Lady A. Now. Lady A was great, man. What a tune. Just a kiss on your lips in the moonlight. Unreal.
All right, Wally, safe space.
Well,
Wally.
So okay, but you're gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about? I saw one time the Trans-Siberian Orchestra in Ottawa, and it was an amazing concert. Yeah. Like, and so people are like, what are you talking about? If you saw the show, they put on a hell of a show. So
all right,
that's all I'm saying. We'll move on.
So we got a lot accomplished here so far.
We got a lot of shit done on a Friday afternoon, Frankie.
I would like to see Mumford and Sons. It's one of the groups I would really like to see.
Yeah, that'd be a good show.
Mumford and Sons out of nowhere, Wally. Where'd that come from?
Yeah, they're just a really good act. I'd just like to see them play.
Actually, the guy who I saw, Frankie, I don't know if you're a fan. I saw Tom Petty in his last show before he passed away. What a show. It was a blues fest here in Ottawa. Man, right. His band was tight. Unbelievable show.
Yeah, that
Great
would
Big
be
C is
awesome.
good too. Okay. So the reason I bothered you, Frankie, on a lovely Friday afternoon, you cover the Habs, like you do color for the Habs games. You're in Toronto, so you know the Leafs, and you do studio work for the Sens. So I think you're a perfect expert for me to discuss the three Canadian teams here, of which team you think is better as we go into this season. So we'll set it up. There hasn't been there's not a lot of, well, maybe the Leafs because of Mitch Marner and stuff, but like, which team do you think has had the best off season?
I'll put it to you this way. I think the Habs have improved their skill level the most. Like, they've raised the ceiling for how good they can be based on the moves that they made. Bringing in Noah Dobson, like that's a really significant upgrade on the blue line. And then even a guy like Zach Bolduc, who is kind of just scratching the surface as far as what he's going to be as an NHL player. If you go back to when Jim Montgomery took over, I believe it was in November, he was top 5 in rookie points. Like it was really like a really high clip he was scoring at once that coaching change happened, and a full year of Demidov, even though he's a rookie. Like so those the three guys there kind of raised the bar for how good the Habs can be, their skill level. The only concern I guess I have with the Habs is their penalty kill improved a lot last year, and they were a highly penalized team, like one of the most in the NHL. And David Savard is gone. Armia is gone. Dvorak is gone. And Dvorak was a really good face-off guy. Like, he took some heat in the market because of the points or whatever, but he was 56%, and he was their left-handed center who could win draws. He would start overtime. He would, so he was kind of sneaky under the radar. So I guess the only concern I have right now for the Habs is, can they find other guys, because those three guys were really significant pieces on the penalty kill, to make sure that's not an issue for them. But they've, out of all those three teams that you mentioned, Wally, I think they've kind of raised their ceiling the most. That doesn't mean Toronto's not going to be good. Certainly doesn't mean Ottawa's not going to be good. I just think with the moves they made, they were more significant in kind of, making there be more for them to achieve based on the personnel they have.
Are they big enough down the middle? Like, I know Kirby Dach has size, but I just always, and for whatever reason, I always feel like Montreal is a small team, but maybe I'm completely out to lunch.
It's not. I don't think it's that they're a small team, but you're right. The way they're lined up right now, they're not particularly big down the middle, and Dach is still an unknown. Like, Dach is not a sure thing at this point. In a perfect world, they would have someone, in my view, left-handed and bigger and a little more burly, aka Bo Horvat. That would make more sense, more of a sure thing. But that's not the world they live in. They'll give Kirby Dach another chance because he's a talented player, but they've got to see him kind of take it. And I think, if you were looking at who was available, like Marco Rossi is a name that stuck out for a lot of people and still does in Minnesota. But then you're really attaching yourself to not a lot of size down the middle of the ice for a long time, going Suzuki, Rossi. And then the question you have to ask yourself is not that can we have 95 to 105 points in the regular season? can we win multiple rounds in the playoffs lined up that way? And that's always going to be a challenge when you just don't have guys that are built a certain way.
Yeah, unless they change the playoff rules, you got to be big in the playoffs now.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's on Montreal's. They're just trying to figure out a way to make the playoffs, and you can still make the playoffs with small guys because the regular season is called differently than the playoffs. So I have concerns about them, but hey, not for the regular season. I think they're going to challenge to be a playoff team this year. They'll be in the mix. There's so many power plays. You got 3-on-3. It's almost like two different seasons, Frankie. So to me, they're trying to make the playoffs. I think they'll worry about size when they get to the next level of competing to win a round or two. But first and foremost, they want to make the playoffs, and you can still do it with a small lineup. You just can't win in the playoffs with a small lineup. It's just, you can't. It's unless they start calling it differently, you can't win with small in the playoffs.
You're 100% right, Yorkie. And I think the Canadiens and the Canadiens and the Sens are in two different situations where, like your point you just said there, the Habs are still in that we need to make the playoffs mode. So we're making moves that make us more likely to make the playoffs. For me, I look at the Sens, and they've accomplished that. And they, 6 more points, as you can see, than the Habs last year. I think their focus shifts from we have the pieces, we play the right way, we have the goaltender, we should be able to make the playoffs. We actually expect to make the playoffs. How do we turn ourselves into a team that can beat Florida, Tampa, Toronto in a playoff round? And that's where the two teams, I think, are different. And that's why the Sens are probably, if you look at what they've done in the summer, it's tweaks. It's just, purposeful, kind of under the radar moves. They're not in a position right now where they have to do anything drastic. And I think a lot of that comes down to what they were building last year. Like they had to spend so much time away from the puck, defensive side of the game. That's where all their time went, all their resources, all their focus. There's only so much you can accomplish in a week of practice in the NHL. You have your one day off, you have 2 or 3, sometimes 4 games, and you get a practice or 2. So if you just have 15% capacity, it was all going towards defensive. I think now that they've established that, they can start to add layers. And what are we doing off offensive face-offs? Are we doing anything a little more, a little more, just a little different offensively, right? And I think that's where the Sens improvement is going to come this year, not necessarily from saying, we added Bolduc and Dobson and did things that were bold. I think they just had to do purposeful things, like little minor tweaks, like they did with Lars Eller.
Frankie, Frankie's bang on. Like we had Greener on the show, Wally, and he said exactly that. He goes, we had to spend so much time just doing a total personality change of how we play away from the puck. And you don't practice in today's NHL. So you're doing a lot of that on video, and that's hard to teach on video. So they got that down. You look at their defensive structure this year, was 1,000 times better. But Greener said that exact words. This is going to be a time this year to take the next step offensively. I know, you remember he said that. He goes, we did so much work defensively. Now we got to go to phase 2, which is adding another facet offensively to our game, because you look at the numbers, Frankie, they got to get better 5-on-5. Like statistically, they don't score enough goals, but they were just so good defensively compared to the past that's good enough to get into the playoffs. But to take that next step, activate phase 2, which is better offensively.
Yeah.
I was going to you brought up Eller. I was going to get your thoughts on Lars Eller, guy who's played 1,100 games. Do you like the spot he's in this roster?
I do. I think you're not expecting anything more from him, and you understand that he's going to be a reliable piece for you. And not to mention, right, like there's been some constant themes here in Ottawa since the new kind of regime has taken over. They want players. Well, they needed to bring in some vets. Like they had to alleviate some of the veteran pressure, call it, from Claude Giroux. So they've done that, and Lars Eller fits that. They've also brought in another guy who's won a Stanley Cup. And I know it's a long time ago, but Lars Eller played a really key role on that team that won in Washington. And so the more winners you bring in, having some more vets around the group, like that's purposeful to me. And I think Lars Eller just fits exactly where you're slotting him. You don't need him to be Shane Pinto. If Pinto's out for a small period of time, can he pinch hit in a third line role? Yeah, absolutely. But that's not your everyday position for him. And someone who's going to grasp and understand what the coach is kind of looking for. So no identity crisis as that player. So I think and the cap hit, like, next to nothing. Yeah. It makes sense on a lot of different levels. That's what I mean. It's a small thing. It's a little tweak. It's nothing crazy, but you look at it and you're like, I see a lot of purpose, and I understand the reason behind it.
I just want to get the Leafs out of the way so we can get back to the Sens. We're going to spend like 3 seconds on the Leafs.
Viewers are not going to be happy about that, by the way. You should know.
I know, but I feel like I got to talk about them and then we can move on.
All right.
Did they do enough to replace Mitch Marner? Because you're not going to replace that player. He's finished top 4 in the league in score. So are you happy with the way that this group lines up at the moment?
This is what I would call an unfinished product as far as what they want to be in life post Mitch Marner. Given the circumstances, I think they've done well here to kind of allocate the money in different ways and also bring in players that do things differently than how they've done it in the past. And I think, like Nicholas Waugh is a good example of that. If you've watched Vegas over the years, and especially the year that they won the Cup, you're like, big, rangy centerman who can, skate fairly well, but just gets in the way and clogs things up. I don't think I could ever have said that about a centerman in Toronto that plays that kind of role. And then Dakota Joshua, right? Like, there's a guy who is comfortable being confrontational and is willing to kind of change the temperature of a game, which, another thing that hasn't really been synonymous with Toronto Maple Leaf hockey. And of course, you can't forget that you do need skill. You do need players that are more inclined to play a skilled kind of game. And Michelli, who's coming off a really down year, like a poor year, was excellent 2 years ago. So you'll take a chance on him. And I think there's familiarity within the organization and Shane Doan and understanding the player, knowing him from the Arizona days. So I don't think this is a finished product, but it's a work in progress that under the circumstances, I can reason with the decisions that they made and how they're trying to go about things.
Frankie, people aren't going to want to hear this, but I'm surprised. I'm surprised more people weren't in on Dakota Joshua. I know he makes more money than the stats show, but copycat league, like, that seems to be the personality traits you win with in the playoffs. Like Vancouver was a train wreck. So a guy like that was going to be useless in that lineup, but you put him on a team that's normally a playoff team that needs some of that. Like, that move just really caught my eye. And I really like Brad Treliving. I think he's a really smart guy, but I think that move's going to pay dividends for Toronto. I think he's underachieved. Was it testicular cancer he fought back?
Yeah, he had testicular cancer, so he missed a lot of games last year, and Vancouver was a mess. But 2 years ago, when it was Joshua, Bluger, and Garland, as far as third lines go, easily top 3 third lines in the NHL, and one of the better possession lines and lines that played in the offensive zone out of any line, like not just third lines. And here's the thing, all of a sudden now it's a guy who, if you add into the lineup that you're looking at, Lorentz, Lawton, we'll see how much Pizzetta plays, but Matthew Nyes, all guys that are more in your face type of guys, right? So it's not just in the past with Toronto. It's like, here's our guy that plays gritty, throw him into the lineup. Well, as you know, Yorkie, it doesn't work that way. Why does Florida have so much success? Because it's like 6 guys, 7 guys, 8 guys that play that way. It's a pack mentality. So you have to build the pack. And so he has a willingness and a comfort to play a confrontational, uncomfortable style of game, which is something that they do need. And you're right, that could be an under the radar thing. He's got to stay healthy like everyone else, but yeah, he can bring a lot to the lineup.
Well, is that enough Leafs talk?
Yep, we're done.
I just find it was a very interesting offseason for them. Like
Exactly.
It's everybody's always hung up on guys that get a lot of points, and you need points. Not if you're a team that's a playoff team. You need guys like Frankie can tell you this from playing defense. A defenseman's nightmare is a guy that just chips pucks and comes and hammers you every time. When he's on the ice, you're like, shit, here he comes again. This guy's just going to keep hitting me, keep coming. I know you still need to score, but guys like that are way more valuable than you think.
It's the old toe caps theory. Hey, Yorkie, right? Like the toe caps for a defenseman.
Yep.
The more of the game I played with my toe caps having to go back towards my own goalie, the more uncomfortable I was.
Exactly.
If after a game, I would think back and say, man, I was facing the other team's net a lot tonight. I was like, pretty good night.
Pretty
Not
good
bad.
night.
Yeah, that was all right. But the more you're going back, you're like, oh, this sucks.
Oh, here they come again.
Yeah, there's my thought chipping it in, trying to run me over.
imagine Meth as a forward with that massive ass and legs.
I don't know if you could ever find it, but I think it was Dion's first game back in Toronto. Yeah. Meth was coming down the boards. Like he had like pinched in. And so he's on the left side, I'm on the right side. And I tried taking like a running, jumping, like hit at him. And I completely just take the worst of it. Like I ran into an absolute wall. And I saw him coming too. And I'm like, I think this is going to hurt. And it kind of did. It kind of did. I think he scored like later that shift too.
He's a large human.
Yeah.
Meth, yeah. He's a very underrated skater for the player he was. Like he could move for a big guy. You should see him now when we do our Sens alumni games. He's still Tommy Tryhard out there, just working hard.
He's a mutant.
Oh.
It's got to be all right. We're going back to the Sens. Claude Giroux. So we struggle with where to line him up. People think he's a third line winger. I completely disagree. I don't think he's signing here if he's not playing in the top two lines. Is he still a top six forward to you?
I think the skill level, yes. The only concern is what's the foot speed. And it's like, listen, it's never been a strength of his, but he's always kind of been able to get around to the areas he needs to. Right. You know, that's still going to be a challenge, but I still see Claude Giroux as a top six guy on this team. I think you want to have, I do anyways, like defined roles for players. Like it's nice to have versatility for sure, but if your whole lineup is just all these Swiss Army knives, then you're a jack of all, a master of none type thing. And for me, Giroux, he does still fit a top six role. And if there's enough underneath contributing, then you'll live with the stretches of games where it maybe doesn't look as good as it should. But I still think he's got plenty of game. He's a smart player. He's cagey. Like that's a good way to describe him. And I think like he's going to give you the amount of production that you would expect for how much he makes, which is, I don't know how much more you can ask for at that point. And maybe even a little bit more because he's got the performance bonuses that would go over to next year. There's still plenty of skill there to be a top six player.
He's been skating since May, and he's heard everybody talking about him not being good enough to play top six. I think he's super motivated to be in that spot, and I don't see him not being there. It's just, I don't know how you not have Claude Giroux in your top six at the moment.
Yeah.
Based on what you have in a current lineup.
Well, and then you would have to have the conversation of is, Michael Amadio the top six player? Is Claude Giroux going down to the third line? Is Nick Cousins the guy that moves up, or David Perron? It's like, I think Claude Giroux is best suited to be a top six player, not have to play like an energy role, not have to play a checking role, which first line has its checking that goes with it, but he's rightfully slotted where he's supposed to be. And yeah, you're right. Like there's a certain, like guys like that who have had that much success in the league, they're wired a different way. Yeah. Like they don't want to hear people say, oh, you're done and you're washed up. Like he didn't get to be who he is by just kind of, giving into that mentality. So he's going to have a lot to prove this year because the team will rely on him, and the team has big expectations for what they want to do, and he wants to be a part of that solution.
All right, Frankie, let's go to the defense here. What do you know about Jordan Spence?
So I think a lot of Sens fans would have right away done their homework on him. Smallish, right-handed shot, puck-moving defenseman, has done well in the third kind of pair role minutes. And I think when you see that, you're like, well, that guy's probably destined to do more with more ice time and more of a role and more responsibility. And maybe he is, but maybe at the same time, he's just going to be really good at that. Maybe he's just going to be a really good third pairing guy who plays, 5-on-5 minutes and could give you some juice on the power play if you needed to, but just isn't going to spend a lot of time in his own zone. But that's kind of the way I see him. Like I don't think he's, and maybe I could be wrong, but he's on the smaller side. He's not going to, jump up and all of a sudden be a 24, 25 minute a night guy, all situations like Jake Sanderson is, but he's a skilled defenseman who can move the puck for you. And, there's, if he does well in the role that he's in, it's kind of all you can ask for.
Yeah. I watched him quite a bit. You know what I find for a smaller guy, Frankie? He has got a sneaky competitiveness about him. Some guys are small and they kind of play small, like Eric Brandstrom, small, plays small. This guy doesn't play like he's small. Like he's like that little dog that's not afraid to get in there. And
yeah,
I like how he plays. Good skater. I agree. I think he can move up. If you have an injury, you can move up for a shortened period of time. You can play in your third pair. But for a right shot D that's got experience, played in the league, nice number for what he makes. I thought that was, again, just a nice little add-on piece for Steve Stais.
And defensive depth, right? Like you want to. I remember there was one camp in Vancouver where I think there were 10 defensemen left, and D coach calls us over. He goes, we used 12D last year. Stanley Cup champions, whoever they were, I can't remember. It was like they used 11 last year. So at some point, all you guys are going to play games. And so to have another stopgap between, whoever it is in the minors and the guys that you're carrying. And I think Spence will likely play, like he's an everyday player for them. But
me too.
It's nice to know that you have more depth and you're not just someone gets hurt and you're looking like, oh, I don't even know who would be coming up next, which is important to have that depth.
It's a big upgrade from perhaps Travis Hamonic, without trying to disparage Travis Hamonic.
You are a closet Hammer fan. We're not even closet. You're out of the closet.
That's not true at all. That's not like, if you just happen to mention his name, it doesn't make you a fan of the player. By the way, I'm hearing he may be signing with another Eastern Conference team.
Oh yeah, with who? What's the word on the? What's the word?
To discuss that.
What are you, an insider here?
Someone called and asked about him, and so yeah,
you can say the team. It doesn't matter.
No, I can't.
No, you gotta wait. You gotta wait till the agent or the team gives you the green light to tweet about it. It's like the bat symbol.
Yeah. I don't have to. No. What if some other team swoops in and grabs him, and then
Wally, because of Wally's news, you've screwed over the agent. Okay,
man,
exactly.
Hamonic screwed me over one night on the panel doing a game.
Oh,
he had he had a period where he looked like prime Erik Karlsson. He was walking the line
versus Toronto, wasn't it? Was it versus Toronto?
I don't know. I don't think it was versus Toronto. Maybe it was against Montreal. It was like maybe it was the double regional we did. I was in the Habs or the Sens studio that night.
Yeah.
And he was like walking the line, moving, shaking, high stepping, head fakes, a couple assists, and then to start the third period, like had a pizza. And I'm like, I just pumped this guy's tires for like 3.5 minutes, and then he comes out with a pizza.
Is that the one that in Toronto, like he goes straight across the ice?
I think it was in Montreal. I think it was the game in Montreal this year.
Yes. But he's alone on the left and fires it straight across to the right at the blue line or whatever.
It was something like
Loves
that.
the clap. Do we still have the hammer time, Jake? Do we still have the video?
No, we can't play it. We get in trouble.
But you can play a song for 5 seconds.
That's Yorkie. I'm going to tell you, I got an email from the
MC Hammer
side. It was from that record company, whatever it was. Yeah, they were not.
Frank,
they were not
we got a great
So-
video. It's MC Hammer with Travis's head on him, and he's got the big balloon pants on. He's doing the shake back and forth, the
Nice.
Hammer time. It's fantastic.
Wally's
You can
so
show the
artistic.
video, you just can't play the audio. We had to take the episode down.
No, really?
That's when you know you're a big deal, eh? The big music record companies reaching out to you.
Somebody
threatening
not
you.
happy.
Take it down.
I got to check. Maybe the email address is travishamonic.com. I don't know, but I just know we were told. To
Hey,
not play
by the way, I think Frankie is this 3 times on with us now?
It's at least 2.
Oh God,
It's
it's
at
at
least
least
2.
3. Yeah.
Well,
3?
Wally, you know what that means. You better get a mug sent out to Frankie's
Dude,
place in
if you
Toronto.
send a mug over here, my wife will kill me. We have so much stuff that we just rented a bin with like our 2 neighbors, and we've been at this house for 5 years. We just launched so much crap, and stuff starting to come back.
Yeah.
And we got to be careful, man. We got to be. There's so like if there's another hoodie or a mug that comes into this house, there's
You're
going
gonna
to be
feel it?
issues. Yeah.
Do you tell me you don't have a store? You don't have a storage locker, do you?
No, I refuse to get a storage locker.
Like, how about that? That must be like the best business around. Every couple miles I drive, I see a storage facility. Like, what are people storing, Wally?
There's like 4 near me that I can like think of off the top of my head. I have
They're
no
everywhere.
idea. Dude, just throw it out. You probably don't need it. Just
It's
like
Did you see Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, I believe it is. They've just found his locker. There's a thing on YouTube. Some guy just bought it for $800 or whatever.
Storage Wars? Storage Wars?
It's not on Storage Wars.
Yeah.
It's a great show. So if you see it, there's like old shoes, like Louboutin shoes. He's got a full signed helmet from the Super Bowl, like all kinds of stuff in there. And he's on his show with Shannon Sharp, and he's like, I don't care. It's from 2004 or whatever. Like, I don't need that stuff. So what am I going to do with it? I don't need it. Like, so he just gave it away. He just let the storage locker go for $800.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what
I'm
we
sure,
all need.
And I'm sure he didn't lose a wink of sleep over
He
it.
didn't. He's like,
Yeah.
that's a different part of me. I don't care about the football stuff anymore. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy.
That's
Can
crazy.
you imagine getting a fully signed Super Bowl helmet or what that might be in value?
That's nuts. Yeah.
Anyway,
We
I
weren't
don't want
throwing
to
out that kind of stuff. We were throwing out shelves and shoes,
Mugs.
mugs. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I've never had anybody turn down a mug, but I appreciate your honesty.
No. If you
La-
want to send it, I'll use it. I'll hide it. I'll use it.
that didn't sound very convincing, Frankie.
No. Listen, I'll take the mug.
These are handcrafted by Brent
not-
Wallace and Josh Norris. They do a thing like the scene from Ghost when they make the mug. It's beautiful.
Like Noof, Josh Norris, Noof, my
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, he
All
helps
right.
Wallace.
Okay,
It's
my
not-
old Belleville Sens teammate. There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what a
I
guy, eh?
forget-
Well,
yeah,
Wally's still not over it, by the way, Frankie. That one hit him hard.
Yeah.
Hit him hard.
I
They
just
low.
if Noof could have stayed healthy, he would have still been a senator.
Ah,
That's
Such a good guy, eh?
great guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I keep forgetting. Were you there the first year for them?
Yeah,
Like-
so Batherson's
Batherson.
second year, Norris's first year. We were a good team. We were first place in the East when we got shut down by COVID. And like we were awesome, man. Like deep team, great goalies. We had Gustafson, DeCord, and Hoggy were our 3 goalies. There was not enough net for those guys. Like think about that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a ton of talent.
Brandstrom was there, Willanen, Parker Kelly,
Yeah.
Batherson, Norris, and I'm missing guys for sure, but we had a really good team.
That's a lot of NHL
Rudy
players.
Balsers,
Oh, Balsers, Schlappick, Philip Schlappick was a
Max
good player.
Lajoie,
Yeah. Oh, Yaros. He was a
who's
great
just
guy.
back now.
Is he
Explain
back?
He's
Oh,
back
Columbus.
this year.
Yeah.
explain Max Lajoie to me, Frankie. Unbelievable. Like he gets in the NHL with Guy Chouinard, gets all kinds of ice time. Well, I know what you're going to say. Then all of a sudden, not or Guy Boucher,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden can't be in the league anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain, man. Like sometimes you get your opportunity at the right time and you run with it, but things can change and a coach doesn't think you're the right guy to be in that situation. And then you timing is everything, right? Like you would have seen guys come in at the right time and they never looked back. And some guys were really good players and the stars never aligned for them. But it was he was a good power play guy, good puck mover. But I think where Ottawa was trying to go at the time is that they didn't really need or value that. They wanted guys to play D hard.
Yes.
And that wasn't really his game.
Boucher ends up in Toronto. Oh, guess who ends up in Toronto?
Yeah,
Max
yeah, exactly.
It's the well, this is the key. If you want to play in the NHL, you just need the one guy that likes you as a coach to keep getting jobs.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why
we had. Well, who's the other guy? Oh, we had Englund, Andreas Englund. There was a guy who they loved at that. Like he was always getting called up because he played like harder and he was a little nastier, right? Like he spent a lot of that season up with the big team.
Yeah, he only played 22 games in Belleville.
Yeah.
Christian Molanen's the same type, right? Like had a great, I'll feel like start, and then just could never find his way.
Yeah. Was in with him. Great guy, by the way.
I love Christian Wolanin.
Yeah, great guy. He was never offensive enough to take an offensive guy's job in the NHL, and then just couldn't be like sturdy enough to take someone else's job, kind of on the other two pairs or however you wanted to slot him. You know what I mean? Like it was he's a great offensive guy for the AHL, good enough defensively for the AHL, but just kind of got caught in that middle in the NHL where. If you're not one or the other each way, it's really tough.
The only time you can be a tweener is if your team wins all the time and you're like, oh yeah, we need him. But if you're a tweener on a team that loses, you're like, shit, what does this guy do? He doesn't do anything.
I'll give you an example. Here's a deep pull. I'm going to pull this out of nowhere. The year Washington won the cup, they had this smallish defenseman, Christian Juice. That left-handed kid.
Son of Pierre Juice?
But that kid was like a third pair guy or whatever, and everyone was just doing their job around him, and it was like, yeah, you're just probably not one of anything that would constitute you taking someone's job, but you did what you needed to do, and they kept him around, and they won a cup, and he was there.
Yeah. Yep. Just.
Okay, I don't want to keep you. By the way, both Wolanin and Lajoie have won Calder Cup, so they've had a pretty good.
Wolanin just won this year. He just won with Abbotsford. Yeah, and Lajoie would have won with Chicago Wolves.
Yes, Carolina's farm team, right? Yeah.
If I was Lajoie, I would get my butt over to Switzerland, get the kids registered in Swiss hockey.
Oh,
get the Swiss passports going.
100%, dude. And you tack on some extra years of longevity there too. Because you play the 50-something games, you just go the day of.
It's beautiful, Frank. I played there for a year. My biggest regret was leaving. I should have stayed. You can stay in Switzerland into your early 40s. It's the food, the 50-game schedule. Swiss guys don't hit you. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to let you go, but I just want, finally, now that we've gone through all the teams, we'll skip the 5-on-5 scoring because we're running out of time. Where do the three teams finish? I'll say in the Atlantic, or you can even do Eastern Conference. Is Toronto going to win their division this year?
I'm not sold that Toronto's going to win the division. I think Toronto, if Toronto would sign up for a 98-point season. You know what I mean? Just we're in the playoffs, because who knows what life is like after Mitch Marner? Who knows what the goalies are like this year? Are they healthy? Do they have a down year? As far as the three teams go, I would put it to you this way: Toronto, probably not a 108-point team, but call it a 198 to 102-point team. Ottawa, probably around where they are, but maybe close to Toronto. And Montreal, maybe creeping up to 95, right? I think that the gap gets closed from Ottawa to Toronto. That's the more significant thing that happens. Maybe Ottawa climbs up a little bit, Toronto takes a step back, but I still think that's probably 1, 2, 3 Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal between the three teams, and then the Florida teams are, who knows where they kind of factor in.
See, I feel like Florida will be slow to start because they've had a short summer and a little bit of partying. I never understand Tampa. Like they could be great or they could miss the playoffs to me.
They won't miss the playoffs. I don't think so. There's too much in their top six, and their goalie's too good. But you're right. Like Tampa doesn't feel like the Tampa of old, where it was just like such a force. They're not such a force. They're a good team, and that's where I think the difference is for them.
Yeah, I just don't know if they're a wild card or not. Like that's why I'm like Ottawa could easily be a top 3 team this year in this group.
They could be, for sure. I think Columbus is better suited to make the playoffs in the Metro, and how does that affect the wild card? Yeah. And I think the biggest thing of all is what are the Rangers going to be this year? Like there is no way they're going to be satisfied with another 85-point year. Like they're just not that. They shouldn't be that bad.
They got arguably the best goalie in the world in Shesterkin.
Yeah, that was a mess. And you know what? They're going to be much more organized this year. That is one thing I am sure of. Mike Sullivan has spent a lot of years now on a Pittsburgh team that just didn't quite have the personnel. Like he's a really good coach, and he's very detailed, and he's demanding, but he's fair. I think that's where the Rangers might see the biggest benefit is with Sully behind the bench.
It'll be interesting to see it play out. We appreciate your time. I know you've had a long night and so short morning, so I appreciate you giving up a bit of your Friday for us.
All right, boys. I'll look out for the mug.
I'll make sure he sends it, Frankie.
See you, Frankie. Thank you.
Guys. Bye.
Thanks, man.
Frankie Corrado.
I could do a weekly seg. We could do a weekly thing with Frankie. Just good, good dude. Eh? He has really gotten good on television, by the way.
I think he's arguably one of the he's a very smart analyst. So I just like listening to him. Like he understands and can tell you. It's one thing to know the game. It's another thing to tell you the game, and so that you understand. And he does.
Do you know what Frankie does as well? He likes doing the videos during the game too, where he points to the plays. He does Frankie vids.
He does a little. So he stole it from you.
Well, he was. Well, I was a pioneer in that, but I'm not gonna. It's the Toronto version. We call it Frankie vids. We got Yorkie vids in Ottawa, but no, he's very personable. Which a lot of guys get on television, and you're stiff, and you stare at the camera. He did television forever. It's not easy. Like not easy.
Why did you say you get on camera and you're stiff, and then go? You did television forever.
Well, some people are. No, you're very good. I'm like you're always. But some people get on and it's not their thing. Yeah, like I remember talking to Tugger about it. Tugger did Hockey Night in Canada, and he goes, he really struggled because once the camera got on, he just says, like, I got nervous, and I couldn't find my words. They call it, some guys have a tough time getting the car out of the garage.
Yes,
if you know what I mean.
Yes,
it's just the way it is, and it does take time.
Tried for Ty Domi. They really wanted that to work. Yeah, it was horrendous.
It wasn't good, eh?
Oh, no. Beyond, no, he was not good at all. So, I understand. Anyway, Frankie's very good. I will get him a mug. You'll have to, it's coming out of your budget, but I will get him a mug.
He backchecked. He figured out. Yeah, I'll take the mug.
He's just trying to make me feel better.
I don't think he realizes the
value.
The value of the mug. It's there's not really a price value of it. It's nostalgia. It's sentimental. It's there's a lot of work goes behind making these handcrafted mugs with you and Josh.
It's a lot of clay. Every once in a while, it doesn't work in the kiln.
What's the song you guys play when you make it? Unchained Melody.
We play a Nickelback song usually. All right. Because you've all stuck around and you've been very good today. You've been well behaved in the chat. I have a Mike Fisher signed print I will give away. But you have to pick it up. I can't mail it. So if you live somewhere that's not in Ottawa, you're not getting it. So you got to pick it up. Just tell me. I don't know, Yorkie. Do you have you don't like my trivia questions because I just need them to put a thing on an email. Do you have something you would like to say?
To win the mug?
To win the Mike Fisher print.
Okay. You need to name the name of the video that I do during. What are the videos that I do during the hockey season called? If you've been listening to the show, you know it.
What are those videos? On me for not coming up with anything hard. And then okay, so tell me the name of Jason York's videos where he breaks down NHL plays at cihsens@gmail.com. cihsens@gmail.com. I will pick a winner and tell you on Tuesday, which is our next show. By the way, quickly, let's do some work. You can start with our good friends.
Our good friends from BEI. As always, give them a call. They'll help you with equipment rentals, aggregate topsoil sales, as well as custom crushing, screening, hot mix, paving. They can do it all for you. So when you're planning your next project, please consider BEI for all your aggregate supply needs. Hit them up at bonnetrexgrading.com or at 613-432-1120. And please remember to slow down in those construction zones.
Also by our friends at Simply Spiked. The drink of summer is here. And no, it's not whatever Yorkie's been mixing in that mystery thermos. It's Simply Spiked. Fruity, fizzy, and somehow more refreshing than a contract year. Great for a Friday afternoon. With flavors like pineapple, mango, peach, and the always underrated blackberry. Do you drink in the cold tub, by the way? I'm curious how that goes.
No,
not
the cold tub. Hot tub, though.
Simply Spike goes down smoother than Yorkie's takes when the Sens are on a winning streak. It's perfect for patios, pool days, or post-show cool downs, especially after Wally goes on a rant. So whatever you're celebrating, arguing about line combos, or just trying to survive the group chat with 3 hockey dads and a stats guy, grab a cold one. Simply Spiked. It's getting juicy. Find Simply Spiked at your nearest LCBO or check simplyspiked.ca. Must be legal drinking age. That's usually helpful. Celebrate responsibly. And if Yorkie offers you one, read the label first. I'm trying to think. We are back Tuesday. We might have 2 guests, but Mike Fuda is going to be on the show. We'll talk about Michael Amadio the entire show.
Yeah. Before we go, got to give a shout out, Wally, for the Royal Ottawa. They're having the Canadian Amateurs going on, and man, the course is tough right now. So got to give a shout out. I actually played with this young man last week, James Newton. Good luck to James, man. What a golfer this young guy is.
They're going on right now, same time as the commissioner.
So. Commissioners, but this is the qualifying day over at the Royal. There's I think there's 170, give or take, golfers vying for about 8 spots to. So today's a qualifying day. There's already guys that are in, and then there's the guys trying to qualify today. Other buddy Lewis is trying to qualify today. Lewis, hope he gets in. Another good buddy of mine, Hunter McGee, he's playing. So a lot of local guys playing in this event, but it's tough conditions. It's going to be tough to score. The rough is wow, it's a foot long right now.
I can't believe you haven't invited me back.
You're just there a week ago.
Well, yeah. Well, can I go again?
Sure, I'll bring you back.
Okay.
You ready for the big course?
Oh, I don't need to. No, is there a mini golf side somewhere?
Yeah, we could do the 9. The 9's great. The 9's a great course.
I played well.
Mm-hmm.
So
you had that little Wally fade going, little left hand. Ooh, that's good.
That's pure accidental.
Yeah, putting and chipping is another thing, but off the tee, you're pretty good. Pretty good.
Well, see, because we were trying to just play. We didn't really have. Oh, I do have a quick. We didn't really set up our putts or do anything. I'm not a big setter or upper. I hit. I don't take practice swings. I just hit the ball. But we probably could have used a few more putts. Quickly.
Yes.
Today is oh my God. The movie's coming out. Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore tonight. Yep, I'm gonna watch it.
Did you see the putter?
No, I haven't seen any of the previews.
I wish I had a picture. I apologize. So you can buy the Happy Gilmore putter, which looks like a hockey stick.
Yeah.
It is it's a limited edition. I think it's $700 Canadian.
Wow.
I was trying to think but you haven't seen it. I thought maybe you would buy it if you were, because you had that stupid putter
The old musty, musty with the wood,
piece of wood.
It's a great. It's like an old wooden ship. Beautiful putter. The old classic musty.
And then our friend Amo goes, "Hey, have you used this very often?" And you're like, "Never used it before."
It's a wooden putter. It was all like shiny and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. We'll see you Tuesday afternoon, everybody. And we do the Sens Summer Series will continue next week as well. We have someone else lined up. We'll keep you posted. Enjoy the weekend. See you, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Take care.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.